Genoa City on fire, betrayals, secrets, and power plays ignite a week of chaos. Genoa City is spinning out of control in a week packed with explosive confrontations, dangerous gambles, and shocking betrayals. From Victor Newman's ruthless AI takeover to Sharon Newman's fiery showdown with her past, The Young and the Restless is delivering one twist after another that no one saw coming. Audra Charles's fury hits a breaking point after Holden's stunning betrayal exposes secrets she fought to bury, and the fallout threatens to destroy more than her career. Meanwhile, Sally Spectra's risky loyalty move could backfire spectacularly as her friendship with Audra begins to unravel and her business teeters on the edge. But the biggest shockwaves come from Victor's power play, which may have secured him a short-term win, but at a dangerous cost. His stolen AI weapon has thrown Kane Ashby into crisis, strained every alliance he has left, and even rattled Nikki's faith in him. And just as the Newmans try to contain the chaos, Sharon's explosive confrontation with Mitch Bacall, aka Matt Clark, reignites a nightmare that could destroy her family all over again. Every secret is colliding. Every alliance is cracking. And every move could be someone's last. Don't miss a single twist. The Young and the Restless is about to unleash its most scandalous storm yet. Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Audra's fury erupts as Holden betrays her secret. Victor's ruthless AI power play shakes Genoa City. Tensions are running high in Genoa City as alliances crack and tempers flare. Monday's episode of The Young and the Restless delivers a storm of betrayals, bold business moves, and unexpected emotional reckonings, with Audra Charles, Victor Newman, and Kane Ashby all taking center stage in the week's drama. Audra confronts Holden's betrayal. At the athletic club, Audra Charles is seething. Her argument with Holden spirals as she accuses him of ruining everything by exposing their secret to Claire. Holden insists that his decision was tactical, a desperate attempt to protect them both by controlling the narrative. He believes that by feeding Claire a selective version of the truth, he's kept her from digging deeper into their scandalous past. But Audra isn't buying it. His plan, in her eyes, has only made things worse. Now, Claire has ammunition that could destroy her reputation and her fragile professional standing. Already worried about her future, Audra fears that if word gets out, she could lose not just her job, but also any chance of regaining trust from Nate or Amy. As tension mounts, Sally Spectra steps in. Holden slips away, leaving Audra on edge. To her surprise, Sally doesn't scold her. Instead, she delivers mixed news. Their investor isn't keen on hiring Audra, thanks to her recent controversies. Still, Sally refuses to give up on her. She promises to fight for Audra, though it might take time to win the investor's confidence. Audra, visibly shaken but grateful, vows to stay ready for when her second chance finally comes. Victor strikes, Kane's empire under fire. Meanwhile, across town at the Newman Ranch, Victor Newman proves once again that no one plays the corporate chessboard like the mustache. Kane Ashby storms in after discovering that his company, Arabesque, has fallen victim to a devastating AI-based attack. Furious, Kane accuses Victor of orchestrating the sabotage. Victor initially feigns innocence, toying with Kane before admitting, with his signature smug grin, that he merely turned Kane's own tactics against him. Adam, watching from the sidelines, can barely contain his admiration for his father's ruthlessness. He notes how brilliantly Victor outmaneuvered Kane, ensuring Arabesque's downfall. As Kane storms out to try and save what's left of his business, Victor and Adam share a quiet moment of satisfaction. Victor reminds his son that this was just the opening move. His real target is Jack Abbott, and this strike on Kane is merely the warm-up for the war he's planning to wage against Chabot. Adam's moral dilemma. Later, Adam meets Chelsea at Society and confides in her about the AI attack. Though part of him feels justified, Cain was playing with fire, another part feels guilt. Adam admits that Jack once treated him like family when no one else would, and the idea of helping destroy Jabot leaves him uneasy. Chelsea sees through his turmoil, reminding him that Victor's thirst for dominance knows no limits. She suggests Adam could refuse to obey his father's orders for once. The conversation leaves Adam torn, caught between loyalty, guilt, and a long-buried sense of conscience. Cain seeks help, and finds more trouble. Back at Chancellor Park, Cain frantically calls his tech team, desperate to find the kill switch, to stop the AI attack. Nothing is working. Phyllis Summers arrives just in time to witness his breakdown. When he asks her point-blank if she betrayed him, she insists she didn't, but her evasive tone leaves doubts hanging in the air. Their tense moment is interrupted by Billy Abbott, who can't resist throwing a few verbal punches. Billy boasts that his own company is well protected and warns Cain that his empire may already be beyond saving. With no time to waste, Cain storms off again, leaving Phyllis to stew in frustration. Victor puts Phyllis in her place. Determined to get answers, Phyllis heads straight to the Newman Ranch. She confronts Victor, reminding him of their deal, one that supposedly didn't include attacking Arabesque. Victor, ever the manipulator, coolly corrects her, they were never partners. Their arrangement was transactional, not an alliance. Phyllis tries to argue that his attack jeopardizes her own plans, but Victor cuts her off sharply. He reminds her that she betrayed Cain first, so she has no moral high ground to stand on. As far as Victor's concerned, she's already received her reward, the promise of Jabot, and beyond that, she's irrelevant to his grander schemes. Final thoughts. As the dust settles, Genoa City stands on the brink of chaos. Audra's career is hanging by a thread after Holden's betrayal, Cain's company teeters on collapse, and Adam faces a crisis of conscience as Victor's next move looms. With every deal and deception, the lines between ally and enemy blur even further, and it's clear that by the time the smoke clears, no one will escape unscathed. Today's next update. The Young and the Restless 2-week shockers, November 10th to 21st. Sharon's fierce threat, Victor's ruthless power play and secrets explode across Genoa City. Get ready for 2 explosive weeks in The Young and the Restless as love, betrayal, and revenge collide across Genoa City. From Sharon's dark showdown with her tormentor to Victor's merciless corporate strike, every move brings shocking fallout. Between tangled affairs, dangerous schemes, and long-buried secrets resurfacing, no one will come out unscathed. Week 1, November 10th to 14th, power moves, betrayals, and explosive confrontations. The week begins with Cain Ashby in crisis mode. After realizing Victor Newman used his own stolen AI system against Arabesque, Cain storms into Newman Ranch demanding answers. Victor, smug as ever, mocks Cain's outrage and tells him to go save your company, fully aware that it's already too late. When Adam Newman joins the conversation, he admits that Cain has no solid proof, though he knows the truth. After Cain leaves fuming, Victor gloats to Adam that he's planning to destroy Jack Abbott next. Adam's unease grows, he's watched his father burn bridges before, but this time, it feels personal. Later, Adam confides in Chelsea Lawson that while Cain's downfall was inevitable, he's worried about what Victor might do to Jack. Chelsea suggests finding a way to slow Victor down before his vendetta crosses another line. Adam begins plotting a distraction, hoping to steer his father's attention away from Jabot. Meanwhile, Cain scrambles to stop the AI from devouring his company's systems. His tech team can't activate the kill switch, and desperation sets in. When Phyllis Summers arrives, Cain unloads everything, how Victor attacked his company and how his empire is on the brink of collapse. Phyllis insists there's still hope, but Kane suspects karma may finally be catching up with him. Before she can convince him otherwise, Billy Abbott interrupts, adding more tension to an already volatile situation. Billy's overconfidence and Phyllis's fury. Phyllis warns Billy that Victor is setting his sights on Jabot next. But Billy remains confident, boasting that Abbott Communications has ironclad defenses in place. Phyllis isn't so sure. She knows Victor's AI is capable of more than anyone expects. Adam later overhears Billy talking about Abbott Communications' upcoming launch and realizes Victor's vendetta could spill into this new venture. He quietly prepares, knowing chaos is coming. Back at Newman Ranch, Victor contacts Michael Baldwin for an update on Noah Newman's mysterious Los Angeles troubles. Phyllis soon confronts Victor herself, furious that he targeted Kane when it wasn't part of their agreement. Victor coldly reminds her they are not partners, just two people using each other for their own ends. He assures Phyllis she'll still get her prize, Jabot, but dismisses any concern she has for Kane. After all, she betrayed him first. Audra's anger and Sally's gamble. Across town, Sally Spectra faces a business dilemma of her own. Jill Abbott doesn't approve of hiring Audra Charles at Abbott Communications, but Sally plans to do it anyway. Billy warns that defying Jill could cost them their investor, but Sally stands firm. She believes in second chances. Meanwhile, Audra's furious with Holden Novak for revealing their past to Claire Grace. Holden defends himself, saying he told Claire just enough to stop her digging into their shared history. But Audra isn't convinced. She fears that one slip could cost her everything. Sally arrives, learning the investor isn't happy with her plan to hire Audra, but promises to fight for her. Audra agrees to stay patient and out of the spotlight until the company officially launches. Tuesday, November 11th, Sharon's terrifying confrontation. The week takes a darker turn as Sharon Newman decides to confront her past head-on. Unable to stand living in fear any longer, Sharon tracks down Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, the man who once traumatized her. Their confrontation is tense, raw, and emotional. She warns him to stay away from her and her family, but Matt fires back with sinister threats of his own. At the same time, Nick Newman stumbles upon a shocking scene. He catches Sienna Bacall and Noah Newman in a passionate kiss at the hospital. Outraged, Nick demands answers, realizing that Noah's involvement with Sienna could be fueling Matt's rage. When Nick later tells Sharon, both realize that Matt's obsession might not be over, and Noah could be in grave danger. Midweek, secrets, lies, and broken promises. On Wednesday, Billy Abbott breaks his promise to Sally by contacting Jill behind her back, warning her about Audra's potential hire. His need for control puts his partnership with Sally at risk and sets up a clash between ambition and trust. Meanwhile, Nick reveals to Sienna the horrifying truth about her husband Matt. He's the same man who terrorized Sharon years ago. Sienna struggles to process the news but soon begins noticing cracks in Matt's behavior that confirm Nick's story. Elsewhere, Sharon and Matt face off again in a chilling exchange of threats. Sharon vows to protect her family at all costs, while Matt taunts her with cryptic warnings about what's coming next. Thursday and Friday, weddings, schemes, and scandals. By Thursday, Christine Williams and Danny Romalotti finalize their long-awaited wedding plans, giving Genoa City a brief moment of hope amid chaos. However, Kane continues battling the fallout from Victor's attack while Victor and Adam secretly plot their next strike, this time, targeting Billy and Abbott Communications. Friday brings even more scandal as Lily Winters walks in on Kane and Phyllis in a compromising situation, reigniting old wounds and suspicions. Meanwhile, Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings can no longer deny their chemistry, leading to sparks that could complicate everything at Newman Enterprises. At the hospital, Detective Burrow receives orders from Matt Clark to remove Noah's guard, a chilling move that suggests Matt's next target may be deadly. Week 2, November 17th to 21st, consequences, chaos, and heartbreak. As the second week unfolds, Genoa City spirals deeper into turmoil. Matt Clark's vendetta intensifies, putting Sharon, Noah, and Sienna in imminent danger. Sienna, now aware of Matt's true identity, desperately tries to escape his grasp with Noah's help. Elsewhere, Kyle Abbott is stunned to learn about Claire's secret night with Holden, pushing him to confront her and question their entire relationship. Phyllis gains access to the AI kill switch, potentially the only way to stop Victor's reign of terror. But she knows Victor doesn't forgive easily, and may demand something steep in return. Meanwhile, Adam struggles between loyalty to his father and his conscience, determined to protect Jack and Jabot before Victor crosses another line. Tensions explode between Sally and Billy after she discovers he defied her orders and went behind her back to contact Jill. Their partnership, both professional and personal, may not survive. And as the chaos builds, the stage is set for Danny and Christine's wedding on November 21st. With old flames reignited, enemies plotting revenge, and shocking truths exposed, Genoa City braces for one of the most dramatic weeks yet. Final tease. From Sharon's fiery courage to Victor's merciless ambition, the next 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless promise unforgettable moments of passion, power, and payback. As alliances crumble and secrets unravel, one question remains: who will rise victorious when the dust settles, and who will be left broken in the aftermath? Today's next update. The Young and the Restless recap. November 11th, Sharon's confrontation with Matt turns explosive as Noah uncovers a chilling mystery call. Tuesday's episode of The Young and the Restless brings a tense mix of fear, fury, and secrets as Sharon confronts her past monster while Noah inches closer to unraveling the truth behind his near-fatal night. Meanwhile, Victor continues his manipulative maneuvers, revealing shocking confessions about the AI scandal, and Nikki's reaction might surprise you. Victor's cold confession and Nikki's reaction. At the Newman Ranch, Victor Newman confers with Nikki and Victoria about Michael Baldwin's latest investigation into the Bacalls, the powerful family running the exclusive club where Noah's recent troubles began. While Sienna Bacall's name and face dominate social media, Mitch Bacall seems to have vanished without a trace. Nikki immediately suspects that this disappearing act mirrors the tactics of Aristotle Dumas, aka Kane Ashby, another man who hid behind false identities. Later, Victor reassures Nikki that Noah is under strict protection. But when the conversation turns private, he makes a startling admission. Victor reveals that Phyllis Summers was the one who stole Kane's AI program and handed it over to him. Yet rather than using it against Jack Abbott and Jabot as many assumed, Victor took a darker route. He weaponized Kane's own technology against him. Nikki, ever loyal but no stranger to her husband's ruthless streak, surprisingly praises his move. With a smirk, she tells Victor bravo for turning the tables, adding that it's about time someone gave Kane a taste of his own medicine. Sharon and Nick worry for Noah. Over in Los Angeles, Sharon Newman battles exhaustion and anxiety while Nick Newman urges her to eat and rest. The emotional toll of Matt Clark's reappearance, under his alias Mitch Bacall, weighs heavily on her. Nick reminds her that Noah is safe in his hospital room under a guard's watch. But as fate would have it, that guard steps away to take a phone call, leaving a crucial window open for Sienna Bacall to slip inside. Noah wakes to find Sienna at his bedside. He's groggy and confused but relieved to see her. The memories of that fateful night are still fragmented. He recalls being at the club but little else. When the guard returns, he tries to escort Sienna out, but Noah insists she stays. Moments later, the guard updates Nick by phone, confirming that Sienna is visiting Noah. Concerned, Nick decides to return to the hospital immediately, leaving Sharon to rest. But Sharon has other plans. Instead of staying behind, she quietly follows her own lead. Noah's missing memories and the mysterious call. Back in Noah's room, he presses Sienna for answers. She dodges some of his questions, clearly hiding something, but Noah convinces her to fetch his phone so he can retrace his steps from that night. As they scroll through the recent call log, one entry stands out, a number Noah doesn't recognize, timed perfectly with his sudden departure from the club before his crash. Sienna confirms she doesn't know the number either. Noah insists on calling it, but Sienna urges him to wait until his parents arrive. Still, he's determined to find out who contacted him before everything went wrong. Just as he's about to dial, his phone dies, a cruel twist that delays answers for now. Sienna, shaken, tells Noah how terrified she's been since his accident. He gently reassures her, and the two share a tender kiss, unaware that Nick has just arrived at the hospital. Watching from the window, Nick looks troubled as he spots his son and Sienna locked in that emotional moment. Matt Clark's sinister plan and Sharon's showdown. Across town at the Shadow Room, Mitch, Matt Clark in disguise, meets with Detective Burrow. The detective informs him that Noah has regained consciousness. It's clear that Matt isn't happy about that development. Burrow nervously voices concerns about their arrangement and the growing risks, but Matt silences him with a wad of cash, ordering him to return to the hospital and eliminate the guard outside Noah's room. After Burrow leaves, Sharon appears, ready for the confrontation she's been dreading and needing for years. Matt feigns confusion, pretending she's mistaken him for someone else. But Sharon isn't fooled. Her fury boils over as she calls him exactly what he is, a cruel, twisted predator who's been poisoning lives for decades. Matt's calm veneer begins to crack under her relentless questioning. When Sharon demands to know why the hell he tried to kill her son, his expression turns dark and menacing. He doesn't deny it, but he doesn't confess either. Instead, he warns her that this is far from over. Sharon, shaking with emotion but refusing to back down, vows that she won't let him destroy her family again. Final moments and what's next? By the end of Tuesday's Y&R episode, the tension reaches a fever pitch. Noah holds the key to uncovering the truth about his crash, but the mystery caller and Matt's growing desperation suggest even more danger ahead. Sharon's confrontation may have exposed Matt's mask, but it's clear his revenge plan has only just begun. With Noah still vulnerable, Sienna caught between loyalties, and Victor's ruthless empire expanding by the day, Genoa City stands on the edge of chaos. Coming up next. Matt's next move could turn deadly, Sharon's family faces new threats, and Victor's schemes spiral in unexpected directions. The danger is far from over, and for the Newmans, every secret comes with a price. Today's next update. Victor's ruthless victory turns dangerous, the power move that could shatter his own empire. The Young and the Restless November 10, 2025 episode delivered one of the most explosive corporate battles in Genoa City's history. Victor Newman once again proved why he's a legend in business warfare, and why no one, not even his own family, can fully trust him. His decision to weaponize Kane's stolen AI program brought a wave of destruction, setting off new rivalries and deepening fractures within his circle. What seemed like a strategic victory may turn out to be the beginning of his downfall. Victor's power play unleashed. For Victor Newman, control is everything, and when that control is threatened, retaliation follows. In a move that stunned everyone around him, Victor unleashed Kane Ashby's own AI software against him, hijacking Kane's systems and crippling his company from the inside out. It wasn't just a business maneuver, it was a statement of dominance. Kane was forced to watch his empire unravel as his technology turned against him. When he confronted Victor, the patriarch's cool smirk said it all. This wasn't business. It was personal. Victor made it clear that anyone who dared to outsmart him would eventually pay the price. But behind that smug confidence, Victor's decision carried unseen risks. His actions didn't just destroy Kane's leverage, they sent shockwaves through every alliance tied to Newman Enterprises. Phyllis learns the hard way. Phyllis Summers, who helped make Victor's power play possible, quickly realized she'd been outmaneuvered. Her deal with Victor had been simple: she'd deliver the AI, and he'd use it to quietly gain an edge. But Victor had bigger plans. Instead of using the technology strategically, he launched an all-out corporate war, leaving Phyllis furious and feeling betrayed. When she confronted him, Victor dismissed her outrage as hypocrisy. "You betrayed Kane once already," he reminded her coldly. "Why act like you care about loyalty now?" The conversation was a brutal reminder that in Victor's world, partnerships exist only until they stop serving him. By the end of their exchange, Phyllis knew she'd unleashed a force that couldn't be controlled, and that her temporary alliance with Victor had turned into a dangerous liability. Adam faces a moral crossroad. Meanwhile, Adam Newman's internal struggle deepened. Watching his father's ruthless tactics left him uneasy, and his conscience was starting to fight back. When Victor instructed Adam to distract Jack Abbott, part of a wider plan to expand his corporate assault, Adam hesitated. Jack wasn't just a rival, he'd once been a mentor and, at times, a friend. Carrying out Victor's orders meant betraying someone who had believed in his potential. Chelsea tried to get through to Adam, warning him that his father's empire fed on endless conflict. "Every victory he wins just becomes the next war," she said. Her words hit home, because deep down, Adam knew she was right. For now, he played along, but the cracks in his loyalty were impossible to ignore. The price of power. Victor's victory over Kane re-established his dominance in the business world, but at what cost? His family and allies were left shaken, his partnerships fractured, and his enemies more united than ever. Kane's next move could be explosive. Stripped of everything and pushed to the edge, he's not the type to retreat quietly. Meanwhile, Phyllis's anger could drive her straight into the arms of Victor's rivals, and Adam's hesitation might turn into open defiance. Victor believes he's untouchable, but every empire has weak spots, and his may now lie within his own family. What comes next? Victor Newman's brilliance and ruthlessness have carried him through countless battles, but this time the stakes are different. The AI war he ignited may spiral beyond his control. The technology he manipulated to destroy Kane could come back to haunt him, while emotional rifts threaten to erode the Newman dynasty from within. In trying to prove that he still rules Genoa City's corporate world, Victor may have triggered the one thing he can't stop: his own downfall. Bottom line, Victor's latest power play has restored his throne, but it's built on instability and betrayal. Kane's revenge, Phyllis's fury, and Adam's growing doubt are cracks in the foundation that even the mustache might not be able to patch. The question now isn't whether Victor can win again, it's how long he can keep the empire from collapsing around him. Today's next update. Secrets, schemes, and shattered trust. Mitch tightens his grip as Victor comes clean. The Young and the Restless brought another intense day of secrets and confrontations on November 11, 2025, as alliances cracked and old enemies resurfaced with dangerous motives. From Victor Newman's confession shaking Nikki to her core, to Sienna Bacall's emotional run-in with Nick and Noah, to Mitch Bacall doubling down on his sinister deception, every moment pointed to the brewing storm that's about to explode in Genoa City. Victor's confession sends shockwaves through the Newman ranch. At the Newman estate, the tension was impossible to ignore. Raised voices between Victor and Phyllis Summers drew Nikki Newman downstairs, and what she overheard was enough to send her heart racing. Victor finally admitted that he and Phyllis had struck a secret business arrangement, one that involved Kane Ashby's stolen AI software. While Phyllis insisted it wasn't used as she intended, the damage was already done. Kane's company was in chaos, and Victor was unapologetic about turning his rival's own creation against him. Nikki, however, wasn't buying his justifications. Her immediate concern wasn't Kane, it was Victor's next move. She suspected Jack Abbott and Jabot could be next in the firing line, and the realization unsettled her deeply. Even for Victor, there's a fine line between strategy and obsession, and Nikki could sense he was close to crossing it. Phyllis, too, was beginning to realize that she'd unleashed more than she bargained for. What began as a clever deal to outmaneuver a competitor had turned into a full-blown corporate war, one that could leave her caught in the crossfire. Sienna's risky visit leads to trouble. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Sienna Bacall's emotions got the better of her. Despite warnings to stay away, she couldn't resist visiting Noah Newman at the hospital. Her connection to him ran deep, and the fear that Mitch Bacall, her powerful and secretive associate, might have caused Noah's car crash haunted her. Noah, still recovering and piecing together the events of that night, was overjoyed to see Sienna. Their reunion was tender but tense, as Sienna confessed that everything between them had spiraled far beyond her control. She worried that Mitch knew about their affair and might be retaliating in ways she never imagined. Noah tried to comfort her, assuring her that they'd get through it together, and sealed his promise with a kiss. Unfortunately, their timing couldn't have been worse. Nick Newman arrived just in time to witness the intimate moment through the hospital window. His shock quickly turned to fury as he burst into the room, demanding answers neither Sienna nor Noah were ready to give. Sienna's presence at the hospital didn't go unnoticed either. Security was alerted, and word spread fast, leaving her with little choice but to face the fallout. Sharon versus Mitch, the battle of truth and lies. Back in Genoa City, Sharon Newman had reached her breaking point. After everything that had happened, Noah's crash, the web of lies, and the eerie familiarity surrounding Mitch Bacall, she decided it was time to confront him head-on. Their encounter was as explosive as expected. Sharon accused him outright of being Matt Clark, the man who had once wreaked havoc on her life. Mitch didn't flinch, instead, he doubled down on his false identity, insisting Sharon and Nick were mistaken. His calm denial only fueled Sharon's anger. She vowed to expose him and make sure he could never harm her family again. But Matt, always one step ahead, hinted that Sharon's war was far from over. Behind his charming facade lurked the same dangerous man who thrived on revenge. By the end of their confrontation, one thing was clear: Sharon had touched a nerve. And when it comes to Matt Clark, that usually means trouble is coming. A storm on the horizon. As the day ended, the threads began to tighten, and none of the players seemed safe. Victor's confession fractured trust at home, Sienna's reckless choices placed her squarely in the spotlight, and Sharon's showdown with Mitch reignited a rivalry with terrifying potential. What none of them realize is that every secret revealed is pushing them closer to a new, explosive confrontation. Mitch's deception, Victor's overreach, and Sienna's divided loyalties are all about to collide in a way that could change everything. Bottom line. On November 11th, The Young and the Restless delivered a masterclass in tension and intrigue. As Mitch doubles down, Sienna gets caught, and Victor faces the fallout of his own confession, Genoa City is primed for chaos. One wrong move or one more secret could bring the entire house of cards crashing down. Today's next update. Sally's costly gamble, why hiring Audra could destroy everything on The Young and the Restless. On The Young and the Restless, the November 10th episode brought a professional move that could have major personal fallout. Sally Spectra, known for her creative drive and stubborn loyalty, made a decision that could cost her not only her project at Abbott Communications but also her credibility in Genoa City. Her choice to stand by Audra Charles, despite every warning and red flag, might turn out to be one of her biggest mistakes yet. A friendship that crosses the line. Sally's determination to help her friend wasn't surprising. Over the years, she's proven she's loyal to those she believes in even when it puts her own future at risk. This time, her belief in Audra may have gone too far. Abbott Communications, a major new venture tied to Billy Abbott and backed by Jill Abbott, has strict investor expectations. Jill made it clear from the start, Audra was not to be involved. Her reputation, her history, and her past scandals were all reasons enough for investors to keep her out of the picture. But Sally, trusting her instincts over sound business advice, pushed forward anyway. She insisted that Audra deserved another chance, that her talent and determination outweighed the baggage she carried. Sally's argument came from the heart, not the boardroom, and that emotional gamble could blow up in her face. Billy tried to reason with her. He warned that Audra's unpredictable nature could endanger everything they'd worked to build. But Sally refused to see her friend as a liability. Instead, she painted Audra as misunderstood, someone ready to prove herself. Audra's past won't stay buried. While Sally fought to secure Audra's future, Audra herself was struggling to keep her secrets from unraveling. Her tense confrontation with Holden Novak shook her deeply. Whatever went down between them in Los Angeles wasn't